Hi everyone, this is Rebecca and this is the June 2025 Gogo Getaway Retreat. This is session 1 and this is called Sticks and Stones. And for this class we're going to be using the That's My Boy collection by Carter Bella. And we're going to be specifically focusing on this paper from the collection. This is the Gears and Gadgets paper. So the concept for this class is to cut into the your photographs, and use the piece that you've cut out of your photograph as an embellishment elsewhere on the page. I thought that was quite an interesting technique. Now obviously the shape that we've chosen is a cog shape because that is what we've been sort of guided by the products that we've got. And I have a cog die. In fact, I actually have several cog dies that I'm going to bring with me, and you can use those to cut into your photograph. So on screen you will see that I have created a border using the cogs paper, just using my scalpel, and I have off screen fussy cut that much that's many cogs, just using my craft knife and my scissors just to get sort of the finer detail in the sort of little bits and metal bits and cogs, using the craft knife. But I didn't do that on screen because it does take a while, I will say. And the photograph that I'm going to be using is from a trip. My little boy had a trip with the scouts up to the local fire station, and they got to sort of look in the fire engine and spray the hose and all this sort of thing. So it was really quite interesting, and they talked through all the parts of the engine with the children, so it really lent itself quite well to this sort of like theme of the products that we've got. On screen you will see that I am just using a very small non-tacky bit of washi just to keep the cogs in place where I want them to sit on my photograph, and then I'm going to run them through the Big Shot machine just to make sure that they don't move or slip. As you can see on screen that I've cut 3 different cog shapes out of my photograph and kept those safely to the side to add back in onto the layout shortly. And on screen you'll see that I'm just offering up some of those fussy cut cog shapes onto the layout just to see where I want them all to sit. So I kind of want them all to be connected as if they were all part of the same machinery. And then I'm going to take that little piece of my photograph, the sort of embellishments that I've created using the die. Some of the inside pieces are really small and fiddly, so it will take some care just to keep a track of where those little inside pieces are, just so you don't lose them in amongst all the other little bits and pieces that we've got going on here, and then fixing them down onto the layouts. Where I've used the die to cut into the photograph, I've used the positive piece that's been cut out as a stencil almost, and a guide of where to glue the negative pieces, that sort of inside pieces of the cog of the photograph pieces, back into place. That's quite difficult to explain verbally, but hopefully on screen you'll see that I'm sort of using the piece that I've cut as a guide and then taking it off and leaving behind just the inside pieces of photograph embellishment, and then I'll use that positive piece elsewhere on the page. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going to move on to embellishing using the stickers from the That's My Boy sticker book. And there are multiple stickers within that sticker book, and I've used the green scalloped strip sticker from there, almost as a sort of background to stick my lettering, my title, the little guy stickers. The green scalloped sticker strip just helps to ground the title and sort of give it something almost to grab hold of, for want of a better explanation, but it just sort of helps keep it rooted on the page. And you'll see that I'm continuing to go around the page and adhere some of the cogs in place. Some are popped up on some 3D foam pads, and some are just stuck down flat. You'll see that I've stuck some of the photograph pieces, the embellishment pieces that I've cut out of my photograph. I've stuck them in the clusters. Using the grey foam heart embellishment from the kit, I'm going to thread the little car charm, the little metal car charm, with some of the pale green embroidery thread, so that it's hanging on the thread. And then I'm going to wrap that around the grey foam heart, but I will glue the car charm in place so that it's not flapping once it's wrapped around the heart. I want it sort of firmly stuck down. So now it's just a case of adding some of the word stickers and the rest of the cog embellishments that we fussy cut earlier. I have gone ahead and added my journaling off screen using a black journaling pen. And that is your layout complete. I hope you enjoy that session, and I'll come around and see everybody during the class. Thanks, bye.